What up, YouTube? Here with a post-fight video for Claressa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. Before I get out a summary of what took place in the fight, I'm going to tell you all the results first. Claressa Shields won via unanimous decision. She is once again the undisputed middleweight champion for a second time in her career. She won very clearly. I personally had the fight score 97-93 in favor of Shields. It was a fun, entertaining fight. It looked competitive. My scorecards a little wide of a margin. I thought it was quite one-sided. If y'all look at the fight, Claressa Shields did the more effective work. She outlanded Marshall in the fight. Y'all could go look at the punch stats for yourselves. And she did a great job at countering Marshall's aggression. Marshall was pursuing the action throughout majority of the fight, but Shields did a good job at maneuvering and neutralizing and countering effectively, I might add, throughout the whole fight. And what I want to point out, what I saw great from Shields, she did a great job at countering Marshall's lazy jab. She would throw over Marshall's lazy jab, and when she would land her effective counter shots, she would follow it up with beautiful combinations. She was precise and accurate with her punches like always. And she also did a great job at fighting off her back while she would be against the ropes. And she looked comfortable in there. And she maintained her composure. And she did effective counter punching while having her back against the ropes. And I thought she was a clear winner in the fight. I don't think a rematch is necessary. Now, I know that Marshall and Shields have been rivals for quite a while. In the amateurs, Marshall defeated Shields, and this was their meeting for a first time as a pro. And Shields won this fight a few weeks ago. And she is once again the undisputed middleweight champion. Now, I don't know. I think Marshall was the greatest threat to her throne. And, Marshall, she was undefeated prior to meeting Claressa Shields a few weeks ago. And what possibly was the biggest women's championship boxing fight in women's boxing history. It was at the O2 Arena out there in England. There was a full house capacity, and it was a big event for women's boxing or in boxing, period. And I don't think, as far as all the top contenders go in the middleweight division, Claressa Shields has beat them already. And there's Raquel Miller, who's undefeated, young and up-and-coming prospect, and I think she could be next, but I don't know too much about her. Haven't seen too much of Raquel Miller. I gotta, go study her tapes, watch her, and see how she is to see if she possesses possibly the same threat as Savannah Marshall did versus Claressa Shields. But this fight really showed that Claressa Shields, the greatest woman of all time, she's really fighting for that name, and she's, defending that name with a lot of honor and a lot of pride. And, she's proven it every time. She's really showing that she's in the league of her own. Two-time undisputed middleweight champion, and she was also a former undisputed junior middleweight champion as well. She's definitely doing her thing right now. And as far as Savannah Marshall goes, she's still one of the top contenders in the middleweight division. Now, I don't think, like I said, this was quite a one-sided fight from what I saw. 97-93, like I said, that's quite the gap as far as the scorecards go. And to become champion once again, if you're Savannah Marshall, it's going to be quite hard to do that with Claressa Shields as the middleweight champion. Now, if she want to go to the junior middleweight division, there's a good mix there right now. There's, Natasha Jonas, and there's Hannah Rankins. Not a lot of, recognizable, noticeable names in that division. But there's not only one champion at that division. Now, I don't know how her weight fluctuates, but it's going to be really hard for anybody in the middleweight division. It's not really that competitive. Like I said, all the other top contenders, they already got in there with Claressa Shields already. And I don't know, man. for Claressa Shields for her to, you know, keep things interesting. Now I don't know if she want to move up to super middleweight and try and go for the throne over there and try and, you know, win the title over there. You know, her versus Raquel Miller, two undefeated fighters, you know, back to back. It would be good for Shields. I mean, she got in there with former undefeated champion rival Savannah Marshall. Now, if she takes on Raquel Miller in the next fight, another undefeated fighter to defend her undisputed middleweight title, now that would be a good look on her. Yeah, but like I said though, this fight, you know, possibly the biggest fight in women's boxing history. It was a fun one, and Shields did a good job, good performance, and good performance on Savannah Marshall as well. She showed a lot of fortitude, a lot of heart in this fight. She didn't give up. She was relentless at trying to, you know, become undisputed middleweight champion as well. And yeah, salute to both these ladies who gave it up there in the ring a few weeks ago. And what was, you know, I would say the biggest women's boxing night in boxing history. There was also Mayer versus Baumgardner. I'm going to give a post-fight video to that fight as well. Y'all let me know what y'all opinions are, what y'all thoughts are in the comments. Comment, subscribe, share, like, all that good stuff. That's it as far as, you know, all my post-fight thoughts go. Yeah, man, I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.